can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com.
Okay, men.
Let's see.
This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick and proud aunt. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing. But not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. 1 in 6. That little girl sitting alone at the playground, she can't play like the other kids. She doesn't have the energy because she's hungry. School lunch will be her only meal today. It breaks my heart that this is the reality in our country, but it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. This food is then provided to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about using your imagination, learning, and having fun. These children shouldn't have to miss out on simply being a kid because they're hungry. To find out how you can help end childhood hunger in your community, visit feedingamerica.org.
Earn money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world. Please stand by for a special presentation of Western Reserve Radio at westernreserveradio.com on the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
And we welcome you to Gibson Field here in North Royalton, Ohio. As Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network are proud to bring to you Cleveland Cobras football here on this Saturday afternoon, what is turning out to be a beautiful afternoon here as the Cobras get ready to take on the Columbus Fire. Hello, everyone. Jim Craven with you. High atop Gibson Field here in North Royalton. Our first foray out here, and it is a beautiful facility. Want to thank Art and his crew for all the work they have done. And today, the Cobras at 5-1 overall, 4-0 in the PAFL. Get ready to take on a 1-3 Columbus Fire. However, don't be misled by the record from the Columbus Fire. One of those, an uncharacteristic forfeit last week, had some logistical issues, nothing to do with the team, from what I am told. However, they had to drop that one in the record books, so they are 1-3. However, Columbus, normally kind of slow start because a lot of the guys, I believe, play Arena League. They start to pick up right around midseason, and of course, they are always in the championship conversation later in the year. For the Cleveland Cobras, again, they come in at 4-0 in the league, 5-1 overall, and they have so far, they've gotten wins over the Pirate, that being a forfeit win, but on the field wins against the Mid-Ohio Patriots, the Stark County Wolfpack, and the big 16-6 victory over the Cleveland Broncos last week over at Cleveland Central Catholic. Both touchdowns for the Cobras coming by way of something other than offense on a fumbled punt snap. The Cobras would get 6 for that. They would add the extra point on a Ben Lyons try, and then a fumble by the Ohio Broncos would be returned 42 yards for the touchdown. It would not convert on that. Ben Lyons would connect on a 48-yard field goal in the fourth quarter to seal that one for the Cobras. Again, they get out of last week with the 16-6 win, a quality win for the Cleveland Cobras. Well, we have an opportunity here. Also want to welcome in the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network today. Today they'll be part of the iMedia1 Network over in Indiana. So we are excited to come to you on multiple platforms today, including with Brian Snow over there. You can hear Brian Monday through Friday over on Western Reserve Radio 2 from 11 to 1. And if you have not listened, highly encourage it. Great insight, some great looks, great guests also in the morning there on Western Reserve Radio 2. Last week for the Cobras, not much offense to speak of. Slap Thompson going 7 for 19, 49 yards, and 2 interceptions. And for Antonio Boyd would lead receivers with 3 catches for 30 yards. Matt Wise would snag 1 for 10. Tyree Knight 1 for 9. William Anglin 1 for 6, and D'Angelo Thompson 1 for 4. Offensively, the Cobras would pick up 55 yards on the ground. Jawan Hunley would carry 9 times for 3 yards. Victor Ford would carry 4 for 12. Slap Thompson 3 for 7. TJ Johnson would carry 3 for 6. And William Anglin would carry 1 for -9. Again, the ceiling field goal coming in the fourth quarter on a 48-yard field goal by Ben Lyons. Captain's out at midfield, and right now it looks like the Columbus Fire will kick off to start this one. Cobras will start on offense. And we talk about the Columbus Fire here so far. They were not in action, in week 1. They actually got a 7-0 forfeit win over the Cincinnati Hawks, who ceased function earlier. They would take a loss to the Erie Express, 28-6, and another loss to the Michigan Hurricanes, 22-16. Again, the forfeit loss last week. However, Columbus known to pick it up right at midseason as they get in towards the end. The Columbus Fire, are coached by Chris Brooks. Cleveland Cobras are coached by the veteran Adam Rogerson. Of course, Cobras are owned by Jesse Caldwell. Scores from last week: Tri-County Rams, they would take the loss to the West Virginia Leviathan, 20-12. Stark County Wolfpack, they would take a loss of their own to the Mid-Ohio Patriots, 20-14. The Motor City Rams would get the 12-8 win over the Michigan Hurricanes. And the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids would get a 35-12 win over the Steel City Bobcats. Impressive win for the Rapids. And the Metro Detroit Raiders took their shot at the Detroit Ravens. They fared no better than anybody else this year. They take the 42-0 loss. Detroit Ravens remain undefeated in the PFA. That would be the Players Football Association, headed up by Dave Duncan. Notable games for this week. The Michigan Bills will take on the Cleveland Broncos. That being played over at Cleveland Central Catholic. The Motor City Rams will take on the Detroit Ravens. The Michigan Force will head over to Lima to take on the Warriors. The Michigan Hurricanes will take on the Flint Fury. Flag City, the Phantoms, they'll head over to take on the Capital City Bandits. The Grand Rapids Surge and the Glass City Tigers will get together. The Mid-Ohio Patriots and the Still City Bobcats will meet up. The Metro Detroit Raiders, they will try to bounce back. They look to travel over to Stark County to take on the Wolfpack. And the Erie Express will take on the Tri-County Rams. Probably the most notable game of the week, though, would be the West Virginia Leviathan heading to Beaver County, Pennsylvania to take on the Arctic Bengals. The Leviathan and the Bengals both 4-0 on the season. Over on Western Reserve Radio 2, I am told that the Youngstown Patricians, in overtime, get the 12-6 win over the Canton Hurricanes. Second time they've met up this year. First time was a 14-12 win for the Hurricanes. Vinny Iannarino and crew get the overtime win today, 12-6. We're going to step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the kickoff. Here from Gibson Field in North Royalton, Ohio, you are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and CityView Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Just a few minutes away from kickoff here in North Royalton. The Cleveland Cobras and the Columbus Fire getting reacquainted. Fire again forfeiting a game last week to the Flag City Phantoms. However, back on the field this week. Got some things squared away. They come in at 1-3. The Cobras come in at 4-0 on the PAFL season, 5-1 overall. Their only loss coming in week 1 to the Erie Express. Looks like a beautiful night here for football. Not a cloud in the sky, at least over the stadium right now. Sun is out, about 78 degrees. Winds out of the west-southwest at 9 miles per hour. And the Cobras will be in their all home black. Black jerseys with the white shoulder tops with the green numbers outlined in white, the black pants, and the black helmets with the traditional Cobra emblem on them. For the Columbus Fire, they will be in their away whites, white with the white pants, white jerseys with the red numbers outlined in black, with the black shoulders and the white helmets. Two of the longest running organizations at this level, the Fire and the Cobras. Last time they met up, I believe, 2024. The Fire getting the win. And of course, winning the PAFL 3A last year at Ellet High School in Akron. Columbus Fire, they play in the 3A division. Cleveland in the 2A division as we get ready. Both teams making their way to the field. Julian Hundley looks like he's going to be the deep receiver for the Cobras, who will get the ball first. 15 minutes up on the board here. Again, a beautiful evening here at a beautiful facility, actually. Although my good friend over there from the 216 Sports Network had a little issue with the 68 steps it took to get up to the press box here. He seems to have recovered nicely as we get ready for week 5 of the PAFL season. Cobras will head next week down to West Virginia to take on the Leviathan. Leviathan taking on the Arctic Bengals this week. Again, both teams undefeated. Stay tuned for times and where that game can be seen. Going to be a little bit of a trip here, about a 3-hour and 45-minute trip for Cleveland. Going to be about 2 hours, 45 minutes from us from Youngstown. But the Cobras will finish out with the West Virginia Leviathan, the Capital City Bandits, and I believe it's going to be the Tri-County Rams as Hundley and Knight back to receive here. And we are underway here. This one going to be kicked out to the 10-yard line and picked up. Brought back to the near side by Hundley. Hundley cutting back to the inside. He'll avoid a few tackles out to the 30, back to the inside, and he'll fight his way down near the 34-yard line, and that's where Cleveland will start offensively. 1st and 10. Just underway here if you're just joining us on Western Reserve Radio. As Slap Thompson will not start the game here. He ran into a little logistical issues, but he is on the sideline and ready to go. Actually showed up at the stadium dressed, so the Cleveland offense, I believe, going to be led by T.J. Johnson. He'll be at the running back position. So 1st and 10. They'll actually mark it at the 35-yard line. Johnson in the shotgun. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if that's going to be. That might be C.J. Hill at quarterback, and Actually, William Anglin, my apologies. Third time's the charm. And we're going to get a whistle already, and Columbus is going to take a timeout. 14:50 to go here, first quarter. We're just underway over on Western Reserve Radio 2. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Dave Ferris bringing you the Youngstown Patricians. The Patricians get the 12-6 win in overtime. That game played in Brookfield up there in Trumbull County. Another beautiful facility that they have the privilege of playing in. But after a defensive battle, much like our game last week between the Cobras and the Broncos, the Patricians moved to 3-2 on the season under head coach Vinny Anarino in his rookie year. I'm sure we'll give the coach, Bob Gessler, some credit on that one. Vinny being on the staff of Coach Bob Gessler with the Western Reserve Scourge back in 15 and 17. As we get ready here, Anglin going to be at the quarterback position. He's going to set up with 3 receivers to his right. They'll work from the near hash mark. They'll be working from right to left if you're listening in on the iMedia1 Network app. Julian Hunley, the single receiver to the near side. He'll be one-on-one with Taiwan Glass. Quick pass out to the far side. This one's going to be short-handed. No whistle. Now we're going to get a whistle. Thought maybe it was going to be short-handed, or a backward pass. The officials, though, blowing the whistle. 2nd down and 10 now for the Cobras. Clock will stop with 14:44 to go. Here at North Royalton, home of the Bears. Detailed here in purple and white on the field. As Anglin now with the snap. He'll give this one to Johnson. Johnson through the line, past the 40. He'll fight his way down near the 43-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd and short. I'm actually going to say the 42. So it's going to be 3rd and 3 now for the Cobras. Anglin, the all-around athlete now, is Wise, Thompson, and Boyd will be the 3 receivers to the right. Julian Hunley, the single receiver to the near side. 3rd and 3 for Anglin. He'll read this one, taking himself upfield. He'll have enough for the 1st down and be brought down at the 48-yard line. They said the ball came out, and we didn't hear a whistle. And they're going to say Anglin did fumble. So a turnover for the Cobras. 13:38 to go here. Anglin on the quarterback keeper. Puts the ball on the turf. Columbus gets it. They'll get the ball in Columbus territory. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Columbus working left to right. And again, if you're listening on the iMedia1 Network app, the free iMedia1 Network app, download it for iOS or Android. Have all 3 iMedia1 Network stations available to you in one place. 1st and 10 for Columbus. Fire making the just about 2-hour trip from the Columbus area. North Royalton here in the Cleveland area. But the Fire taking their time in the huddle. We'll get the whistle for play. And Columbus is going to take another timeout. 13:38 left here, first quarter, no score. Columbus gets the ball for the first time. We'll step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on the iMedia1 Network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Ryan.
First and 10 for Columbus at the Cobra 47-yard line. Cleveland going with a 3-man front. They'll work from the left side, wrapped up in the backfield. Chris Frazier coming off the left side. Brings him down, and I think they're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage. Frazier working off the Cleveland defense like an end. And if I'm correct, this is Cam Jackson at quarterback for Columbus. Clock continues to run here, 13:05 if you're just joining us. As we come off the overtime game between the Patricians and the Hurricanes. Patricians get the win at home. Columbus going to go receivers 2 by 2. Jackson in the shotgun, one running back to his left. Second down now for Cleveland. Ball on the turf. He'll pick it up, fires it downfield over the middle. Has a man picked off at the 25-yard line. At the 40, he'll make it out to midfield. Has to beat one man, and he'll be knocked out of bounds near the 27-yard line. And Cleveland, just like that, will get the ball back. 1st and 10 with 12:33 to go here, first quarter. Terrell Lively with the interception. Gives Cleveland the ball right back. Cleveland has been living defensively all year long, switching between the 3- and 4-man fronts. And we'll see who is going to man the quarterback position this time. So they're actually going to mark it at the 25-yard line. Snap into the backfield, handoff left side. Cleveland spinning and moving. Pick up 2 or 3 on the play. And that's going to be William Anglin still at the quarterback position for Cleveland. So second down now for the Cobras. They'll mark the ball at the 21-yard line. 2nd and 6 now, as Matt Wise will be the single receiver to the far side. 3 receivers to the left of Anglin. 1 running back to his right hip. 3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Just under 12 minutes to play here. Anglin waiting for the snap. He'll plant his feet. He'll tuck it, try to get upfield, looking downfield. He'll complete this one at the 12-yard line, and it'll be caught and brought down right at the 10. Flag coming in. Antonio Boyd on the reception. A flag coming from the head linesman. And he's telling the chain crew not to move just yet. See what the call is here. They're going to say an ineligible man downfield. Anglin creating a lot of time there, so that'll wipe the gain off. They'll have the ball again. Second down. This time it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Cobras. I'll mark the ball at the 26, Wise will spread out to the far side. He'll be the single receiver. 3 receivers to the near side. Anglin in the shotgun. 1 running back to his right. McDonald making the catch on the last one. He'll be the middle receiver. Excuse me, that was Boyd the last time. My apologies. Back to pass is Anglin looking out to his left. Under pressure. He'll elude that. Rolling to the far side and dropping all the way back. He's in danger, but has some green now to run. Plenty of room. He's going to tuck it, take it inside the 25 and down. Inside the 20, out near the 18-yard line. And Anglin makes it 3rd and short, but probably had about 65 yards on the play. Now it'll be 3rd and 3. 10:40 to go here, first quarter. They'll work the ball from the left hash mark. No score here early in the game. Just under 10.5 minutes to play here, first quarter. Cleveland with a turnover on their first drive, but they get the ball back on a Terrell Lively interception. Anglin now in the shotgun. TJ Johnson to his right. They'll go, receivers 2 by 2. Anglin now, 3-step drop, looking out to his left. Fires over the middle, and it's going to be swatted away. Flag on the play, and I believe they're going to say Columbus was kind of celebrating there, but I think they're going to have Tawan Glass for the pass interference. So the question is, was this a hold prior to the pass, or was this pass interference? And it's going to be pass interference against Columbus. 9:58 to go here, first quarter. Clock will continue to run, just under 10 minutes to play. William Anglin leading this drive here initially. He'll have Johnson to his left. They'll have a wing to the right this time. Anglin giving it to Johnson, trying to find some room upfield. He'll work his way towards the 5 and actually only get to about the 6-yard line. He'll be pushed back as a Columbus Fire player came out of the pile with it, but they're going to say the ball was dead. Second down now for Cleveland. Second and goal. Ball at the 7-yard line. 9:08 to go here, first quarter. We are scoreless here so far. Anthony Neal in at the tight end position. Actually be setting up as a wing. Anglin waiting for the snap. Tight formation for Cleveland. Quick pass out to the side, and it's going to be a sidearm and battered away by Columbus. And that'll bring up fourth down, and it'll probably bring on Ben Lyons. Well, actually, it looks like they're going to keep the offense on the field. Anglin will continue to operate the offense. Julian Hundley will come in from the sideline. Eight and a half minutes to go here, first quarter. Anglin in the shotgun, Johnson to his left, 3 receivers to the right. Matt Wise will be the single receiver to our near side. Cobras working right to left. Anglin with the snap, 3-step drop. Has some time, gonna roll out to the far side. Stepping up in the pocket, has some room to run. He's gonna fake it, and into the end zone. Anglin, touchdown. Cobras take a 6-0 lead. 8:08 left here. First quarter, Cobras get on the board early. They recover from the fumble on the initial drive, get a turnover on their own, and now it's a 6-0 lead. 6-yard touchdown run by William Anglin. Anglin making up for that fumble. He gets 6. Stepping in for Slap Thompson, who we do see on the sideline. So Ben Lyons on for the extra point. Snap is back. Kick is up, and it is good. 8:08 left here, first quarter. Cobras take a 7-0 lead. We'll step aside for a timeout. You are listening to the Cleveland Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
This is number 2, best safety in the league, Chris Frazier. And you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
.808 left here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead by way of a 6-yard touchdown run by William Anglin. Stepping in at the quarterback position for Slap Thompson. Both teams with the turnover. The Cobras, though, capitalize on theirs on the Terrell Lively interception. Ben Lyons on to kick off. Try to get some numbers back here for the returners. For Columbus, we are 68 steps up. We know that. So a little higher this week. And Lions will send this one to the far side. It'll be picked up at the 15-yard line and returned by Columbus. Back to the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. That's where Columbus will take over, 1st and 10. Thought that was Cam McCauley on the tackle. Might have been 13 or 19. Hard to tell sometimes with these green numbers. Have to break out the binoculars here and get a look from high atop Gibson Field here in North Royalton. Try to get you some scores coming up from around the area. One that we will keep a particularly close look at will be the West Virginia Leviathan and the Beaver County Arctic Bengals. Both teams 4-0 coming into this week. The Leviathan, the next up in line for the Cleveland Cobras. So 1st and 10 from the Columbus 35-yard line. They'll work from the left hash mark. Cam Jackson at the quarterback position. He'll have one running back behind him. They'll hand this one off the left side. Nowhere to go. Going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. And I believe that's going to be Antoine Ford on the tackle, coming in with the textbook wrap-up. I'll say he got right back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 now as we approach the 7:40 mark of the first quarter. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead. Beautiful sun out here in northeastern Ohio, and an outstanding facility. The ball still at the 35. 2nd and 10 for the Fire. Devontae Butler, the running back, behind Cam Jackson. Two receivers to the left here. Everybody else will be in tight for Cleveland. Or excuse me, for Columbus. Back to pass, 3-step drop, looking out to his left. Fires downfield, has a man, and overthrew him. Tight coverage by the Cleveland secondary. Deontay McDonald, one-on-one. I believe that was going to be Aaron Davis running the pattern right down the numbers. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10 now for Columbus. 6:50 to go here. First quarter. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead. We'll try to get you some scores, but we are up in the Cleveland area, so we'll let you know the Guardians are up 1-0 over Houston. As Jackson now in the shotgun, one running back to his left. The Fire will go 2-by-2 this time. Back to pass, Brooks under pressure, stepping up in the pocket, has a little bit of time, fires over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted at the 40-yard line. This one going to be returned again. Lively with his 2nd interception of the day. We'll get to the 35, and he'll be end up right around the 33-yard line. Terrell Lively gets his 2nd INT of the day, and he sets up the Cobra offense in Fire territory. 6:04 to go here, first quarter. Cobras looking to get a little bit ahead here. Have had some trouble with the Fire over the years, but so far, Cleveland with the advantage. Donovan Mormon coming off the field as he's been a big part of that 3-man front at the nose position. 1st and 10 for the Cobras. They'll be at the Fire 35-yard line. Anglin will remain at quarterback. DJ Johnson to his left. Hundley and Knight will be the receivers to the left side. Boyd and Wise to the right. He'll give this one to Johnson. Johnson hitting the backfield. He's going to lose about 3 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd and 13 now for Cleveland. As we fall just under 6 minutes to play here, first quarter. 7-0 is the Cobra lead. Terrell Lively, though, with 2 interceptions here so far. So Boyd, Knight, and Wise will be the three receivers to the right of Anglin. And to the near side, excuse me, that will be Julian Hundley. He'll be one-on-one, low snap, picked up by Anglin, plenty of time. He'll evade one tackler, and he's going to get this one out to Johnson. And Johnson trying to take it upfield, has some room to run. What was a broken play turns into somewhat of a gain. They'll get to the 34-yard line. They'll get just near the original line of scrimmage. I'm actually going to say the 35, so back at the original line of scrimmage. 5 minutes left here, first quarter. So Anglin improvising with his legs, gets the ball out to Johnson, who was waiting out to the side there near the hash marks. And now it's third down for Cleveland. As Hundley again will be the single receiver to the near side. Boyd and Wise to the near side. Knight will come over the same side as Hundley. Now receivers 2 by 2. Anglin, 3-step drop. Under pressure again. Rolling out to the far side. Fires out. That's going to be caught at the 24-yard line. Down to the 20. She's going to be tripped up at the 15. Matt Wise on the reception. Gives the Cobras a first down with 4:15 to go here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Anglin stretching out the plays here. Wearing out this front line of the Columbus Fire. They can't seem to get their mitts on them. Speaking of getting your mitts on something, Canton couldn't get their mitts on the Youngstown Patricians today. Patricians get the 12-6 overtime win in Brookfield, home of the Youngstown Patricians this year. 3 receivers to the left of Anglin. That'll be Boyd, Knight, and Hundley. Johnson will remain in the game to the right of Anglin. He'll give it to Johnson. Johnson upfield. He'll break it out to the right side. Inside to 15, 10, 5. And he'll be knocked out of bounds near the 1-yard line. First and goal for the Cobras. 3:25 to go here, first quarter. Cobras looking to increase their 7-0 lead. Boyd bringing the play in from the sideline. See where they're actually going to mark this. Actually going to mark it at the 2. I thought he got closer to the 1, but the officials obviously have a better angle than I do. Oh, actually they're going to move it up to the 1, I believe. So Anglin in the shotgun. He'll give it to Johnson. Johnson going to fight forward. Ball's loose and covered up. The official threw the beanbag, so he's saying there's a fumble inside the 5. The Fire fall on it. And it looks like it will be the second fumble of the game for the Cleveland Cobras. However, they will have the Fire pinned back inside their own 5-yard line. 2:44 to go here. First quarter. Almost said first period. Bottom of the first, the Cleveland Guardians with a 1-0 lead. We'll try to get you some other scores from around the PAFL and the Tri-Point Football League as well. So 1st and 10 for the Fire. They'll mark this at the 4-yard line. 2:44 to go here, first quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Detroit Ravens in action here. Everybody interested in that, and you wondered how the Motor City Rams would do. Well, the Ravens are already up 21-0. So 1st and 10 for Columbus. Last we reported, the Tri-State Longhorns had a 20-0 lead over the Ohio Bears as well. As Brooks now will send a man in motion. They'll give this one off the right side of that Columbus offense and pick up a couple of yards. Make their way back out to the 6, maybe 7-yard line. They'll give them the 7. 2.5 minutes to go here, first quarter. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead. Had an opportunity to put one in. However, fumbled. Giving the Fire the ball. Actually going to say a gain of a yard on this one. So 2nd and 9 for Columbus. 2:13 to go here. Twin receivers to the left of Brooks. It'll be Mike Tatum on the outside. We'll keep an eye on him. Handoff, trying to find some room out to the left side. And out past the 15, 20, and knocked backwards out at the 22-yard line. Mike Haynes on the carry. And he is knocked into his own sideline. However, the forward progress will keep the clock running, 1:42 and counting. First down for the Fire. 2 turnovers for the Cobras here so far. 1 for the Columbus Fire. First and 10 for the visiting team. Ball marked at the 22-yard line. Brooks in the shotgun. One running back to his left. They'll go heavy to the right. Twin receivers to the left. They'll hand this one. Well, Reed on this side. Brooks will take it himself, and he'll be hemmed up in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Quay Harris coming up from the secondary, making the tackle. Cam Jackson goes down. Not a small man by any stretch of the imagination. However, 2nd and 10 now for Columbus. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Here as we start to round out this first quarter. Brooks in the shotgun. He'll hand it off again. Actually, play action, looking downfield, fires over the middle. That's going to be caught at the 35-yard line and brought down at the 44. Pass over the middle to Quan Bender. Gives the Fire a first down, and so far the best drive of the day for Columbus. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter here in North Royalton. After 1, the Cobras take a 7-0 lead. We'll step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Brian.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
To the stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Both flip sides of the field. Columbus with the ball. 1st and 10. I'm told Cam Jackson's not in the game. They gave us a roster with some names on it. And, of course, things are not really working out. Maybe Marcus Allen there? Not sure. Could be. I don't know. Okay, I'm told Marcus Allen at quarterback. Makes sense because they got to listen to his defensive lineman. Of course. Allen with the handle. Left side, wrapped up in the backfield. Nowhere to go. Antoine Ford on the tackle. Couple-yard loss for the Fire. Ford reading that play well. Nehemiah Lightfoot in at the nose position for the Cobras now. They'll rotate that front 3 quite often. Robert Littlejohn right behind him. Ambrose McCorney over there as well. So Allen in the shotgun. Butler to his left. 3 receivers to the right of Allen. 2nd and 12. High snap, quick pass out to the far side, caught at the 40. Flag on the play. Plenty of room to run and wrapped up near the 36-yard line in Fire territory. However, there's going to be a hold call coming up against the Fire And that's going to bring this one back. We'll redo second down here with just under 14 minutes to play here, second quarter. Both teams making the walk back. Couldn't see where the hold was. I'm going to assume that was going to come off the Fire left side with Ambrose Picorni. He's been giving everybody fits this year from that defensive end position. 13:55 left here, second quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Fire will have to get to the Cobra 47-yard line. Ball now marked at the Fire 32. Allen in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his right, single receiver to the near side. Now have Butler to his left. So, somewhat of a hiccup here for whatever reason. The umpire stepping in over the ball. And they're going to move it up to the 34. All right, so the head linesman trying to get the chain crew not to move. They'll move the ball marker back to the 34. Second down now for Columbus. Again, they have to get to the Cleveland 46-yard line because the chain crew has moved. Allen in the shotgun. He'll wait for the snap. 3 receivers to his right. Single receiver to the near side. Back to pass. Pump fake. Fires down the sideline. Has a man open. It's going to be thrown short. And the pass intended for Mikey Love. Tried to come back for it, but slipped on the turf. Allen just couldn't step into that one to get it all the way down, and that'll now bring up third down for the Columbus Fire. Fire, one of the more decorated teams at this level. Down 7-0 right now, though. 12:52 to go here in the second frame. Fire now going to send 2 receivers out to the far side. Allen in the shotgun. Aaron Davis, single receiver to the near side. Movement up front. And they're going to say false start against the Fire. The Fire headed in the wrong direction. They'll move this one back to the Fire 29-yard line. The line to gain for Columbus now is the Cleveland 46. 12:22 here as the clock will continue to run. Great defensive effort by Cleveland last week. Get the 16-6 win over the Cleveland Broncos. Chris Frazier, he'll cover the slot man to the far side. Cam McCauley out there as well. Allen in the shotgun. Snap is back, 3-step drop. Stepping up in the pocket, under pressure. Finds some room to run. Throws the ball into the turf. And they're going to say that was a fumble, that it was a backward pass. Picked up and brought out near the 34-yard line. I believe Devontae Butler was the one that's going to save that ball. Give them some progress, however. That's going to bring up fourth down, and the Fire will have to punt this one away. Clock will continue to run as we approach 11:20 of the second quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead. That coming by way of a 6-yard touchdown run by William Anglin. Anglin stepping in at the quarterback position for Slap Thompson, who I do see down on the sideline, so he is here. So the Cobras will set up the return. Tyree Knight will have his heels right around the 27-yard line. High snap. They'll bring this one down. It'll be a high spiraling kick. And it'll take a roll right to Tyree Knight. Knight to the near side, looking for one block. He'll get out to the 30, 35, 40. And we're going to have a flag come in. Knight out to the 40 on the Columbus side of the field. However, I believe they're going to have an illegal block by the Cleveland Cobras. The clock will stop with 10:25 to go here, second frame. And we'll see where they're going to mark this one out. The original flag marked now at the Cobra 46-yard line, so they'll bring that back. Great return by Tyree Knight, but they're going to wipe this one off the board. And that's why a lot of teams kick away from these Cobra returners. However, we'll see where they're going to mark it. Beth Betancourt out on the field. Looks like she's going to check on somebody. Beth with the organization for many, many years. She'll make her way back to the Cobra sideline. So 1st and 10 for Cleveland. Looks like they're going to mark this at the Cobra 46-yard line. All right, so Columbus is going to punt this one again. They have chosen to re-kick. Tyree Knight looking for a second opportunity at this. He'll drift back to his own 30-yard line. Got another high looping snap. They'll get this one off, though. And this one will land near the 41-yard line and roll. Pass Knight and down to the 25-yard line, and it will die right around the 24. 10:04 to go here, second quarter. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead. So after a good return by Tyree Knight, that's wiped off the board by a penalty, and the Fire re-kick. Get a little better result for the visitors as they hope to get some points on the board. Cleveland with the 7-0 lead in the second quarter. Cobras are going to take a bus trip down to Philippe, West Virginia. Or is it Philippi, West Virginia? I don't know how that's pronounced. Next week, they'll take on the West Virginia Leviathan, who are currently undefeated, however, taking on the Beaver County Arctic Bengals today. Both teams 4-0. Cobras with a 7-0 lead, 10:04 to go here, second quarter. Anglin will remain at the quarterback position. Johnson to his left. He'll give it to Johnson off the right side. Has a little bit of room to run. He'll fight his way past the 30 and down near the 33-yard line. Pickup of about 8 on the play. Actually, they're going to mark him down at near the 32. They need to get to the 35. So Anglin in the shotgun. Again, Cleveland will have to get to the 35 for the line to gain. Johnson to his left. Lots of movement up front. Snap was back, and it's going to be a false start coming up against the Cobras. That'll push him back 5, so 2nd and 8 now for Cleveland. 7-0 is your score. Cobras with the lead. That coming by way of a William Anglin. 8-yard touchdown run. Excuse me, 6-yard touchdown run. That came with 8:08 left in the first quarter. Anglin again in the shotgun. Johnson is left, 3 receivers to his right. Looking out to his right. Fires downfield. And this one not connecting with Matt Wise. I don't know if he lost it in the sun or there was a miscommunication, but we have a flag back in the backfield and another hold coming up against Cleveland. We'll see if they're going to give them the down over again or if the Fire are going to take the penalty yards, and it looks like they will move the ball back. They'll get second down over again. 9:03 to go here, second quarter. Columbus trailing Cleveland 7-0. They'll mark this one at the 17, and the Cobras will have to get to their own 35 for a first down. Anglin and Johnson will remain in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. Single receiver to the near side. Back to pass, Anglin, plenty of time. Now under pressure, steps up. He'll elude one tackler. He's back in the end zone now, dropped all the way back. And we're going to get a flag on the play. He got this ball off at the 25, intended for Matt Wise. Wise couldn't bring it in. And we'll see what the flag is again. Holding. Now coming up against Cleveland. The penalty's coming when England is extending the plays. So depending on where they mark this at, okay, so they're going to leave it at the 17-yard line. Columbus is going to decline the penalty, and it's going to be third down now for the Cobras. 8:14 to go here, second quarter. Cobras with a 7-0 lead, but since then have headed in the wrong direction. Cobras will go 3 receivers to the left again. Single receiver to the near side. That'll be Julian Hundley. Back to pass. Anglin over the middle. That's going to be caught at the 33-yard line. Ball's dropped, and it's going to be fumbled, covered up by the Fire, and another Cleveland turnover gives the Fire life with 7:48 to go here, second quarter. Third turnover of the day for Cleveland. And the Cobra defense back on the field. .748 remaining here in the first half. Cobra's got the ball to begin the game, so Columbus will get it in the third quarter. First and 10 for the Fire. Ball marked at the Cobra 28-yard line. They'll go 2 by 2. Allen in the shotgun. One running back to his right. Some movement up front. No flag. Back to pass. Allen looking downfield. Under pressure. And he'll take a bump. But he'll get this one away out to the 25. Inside the 25, 20, 15, 10. Inside the 10, down near the 7-yard line. They'll mark it at the 8, actually. So first and goal for the Fire. 7:29 remaining here in the second quarter. Cleveland with a 7-0 lead. Marcus Allen creating some time. Dumps it off to a running back right to his right. Gets downfield inside the 10 and sets up the Fire first and goal. As we approach the 7-minute mark of the second quarter, Cobras with a 7-0 lead. Clock will continue to run here. Also, welcome in the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network, Brian Snow, over in the Hoosier State of Indiana. Allen waiting for the snap. He'll give this one off inside the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. Fire get 6. 6:33 to go here, second quarter. We are an extra point away from being tied. So an 8-yard touchdown run. I believe that's going to be Juice Cube on the run. Clock stop with 6:33 here. The Fire going to go for 2 as they will go into the offensive huddle. So the Fire going to send 3 receivers to the left of Allen. Single receiver to the far side. If we are correct, that's going to be Aaron Davis, the single receiver. And we're going to have a flag on the play. An illegal substitution coming up against the Fire on the 2-point conversion. They'll move that back 5. So that should be at the 8-yard line. 6:33 to go here on this untimed down. 7-6 is your score. Cleveland with the lead for the moment. Aaron Davis Gibbs splitting out to the right by himself. He'll be one-on-one with Cam McCauley. Allen in the shotgun, twin receivers to his left. Cube to the right of Allen, back to pass, looking out to his left. Fires over the middle, and this one's gonna be overthrown. So the conversion, no good. 6:33 to go here, second quarter. The Fire get into the end zone. However, the Cobras maintain the lead. 7-6 is your score. Cleveland maintains the lead here. They'll get the ball back. We'll step aside for a timeout. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
6.5 minutes left here in the half. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. Fire, they get on the board by way of an 8-yard touchdown run up by Juice Cube. Cobra set to return, though, as Hunley and Knight will post up right around their own 12-yard line. This one, a deep end-over-end kick, fielded at the 17-yard line, dropped by Knight. He'll go down to one knee, and we're going to get a whistle, and I don't know. I thought he was able to get back up and run, but apparently NCAA rules, not NFL rules, so Knight will go down to one knee. He'll slip while fielding the ball, and Cleveland will take over. 6:28 to go here, second quarter, with the 7-6 lead. Columbus in the 3A division of the PAFL. Cleveland in the 2A division of the PAFL. Knight knowing he had a little bit of room in front of him too, but they'll mark the ball at the 20. So 1st and 10 for the home team. 6:28 to go here, first half. 7-6 is your score. Cleveland with the lead. Anglin will remain at the quarterback position. Johnson to his right. Hunley and Wise, the twin receivers to the near side. Sturdivant will be the slot to the left. All kinds of movement up front. And it's going to be a false start coming up against Cleveland. So 1st and 15 will be the down and distance for the Cobras. Both teams seemingly at times going in the wrong direction. So we'll try it again. As Anglin will wait for the snap. Back to pass, looking out to his left. He'll fire and he'll throw this near the 28-yard line. Pass intended for Sturdivant, but looks like he was tied up with Clyde Wofford. That'll bring up 2nd and 15 for Cleveland now. They'll roll the clock. Scoring update again. The Youngstown Patricians get the 12-6 overtime win over the Canton Hurricanes. That game played at the Brookfield Warrior Stadium. As Anglin waiting for the snap. He'll get this one to Johnson. Johnson trying to fight through. He'll maybe pick up a half a yard on the play. They'll say no gain. 3rd and 15 now for Cleveland. Trying to get you some scores from around the area here. Last we had checked, the Cleveland Guardians with a 1-0 lead over the Houston Astros. Got to give the Cleveland scores. So 3 receivers to the right of Anglin. That'll be Hunley, the inside receiver. Watch Matt Wise on the outside. He'll be one-on-one. Single receiver to the far side. Hundley waiting for the snap. Back to pass. Has time. Stepping up in the pocket. And fires sidearm. Caught at the 26-yard line. Great catch by Keyshawn Baycoat. Baycoat with the reception will give Cleveland a 4th down in about 4. And I would have to assume this is going to be first we'll see maybe of Jeff Cooper Ryder today. Punt team has been somewhat of an Achilles heel for the Cobras here in 2026. Actually, Cobras going into an offensive huddle. 4:40 to go here, clock continuing to run. And it looks like Cobras are going to go for it. Single receiver to the near side. So Slap Thompson in at quarterback. Hundley to his left. And Thompson going to punt this one away, a high end over end kick. And it's going to take a fire bounce. Just on the other side of the 50-yard line. They'll mark it at the 48. And that's where the Fire will take over 1st and 10. 4:07 to go here, second quarter. Cleveland with a slim 7-6 lead over the Fire. All games should have been played or should be in action right now. So we'll take a look. Take a look around the area here in the PAFL and the Tri-Point Football League as well. So 1st and 10 for the Fire. They'll start from their own 48-yard line. West Virginia Longhorns get the 28-22 win over the Ohio Bears. Allen in the shotgun, one running back to his left, 3 receivers to the right, bunch formation, quick pass out to the side, and this one's going to pass up his receiver. Looked like that was intended for Mike Tatum. Tatum couldn't get back fast enough. Also, the Detroit Ravens, 21-6 lead over the Motor City Rams. By Detroit Ravens standards, that's a game. Right now, that's about all we can locate for you in terms of updates. So 2nd and 10 now for the Fire. Again, ball at their own 48-yard line. Allen in the shotgun, one running back to his left. 3 receivers to the far side, moving right to left. On your devices, back to pass, under pressure, stepping up, and he's going to be brought down. Ambrose Picorni with the sack. Takes him down near the 41. The clock will continue to run as we approach the 3:10 mark of the second quarter. The front 3 of that Cleveland defensive front, sometimes a 3-man front, sometimes a 4, have been a thorn in the side of Cobra opponents this week, or excuse me, this year. Doesn't matter who they put in there. One line just as good as the other. So we'll try this one. 3rd down, ball marked at the Fire 42-yard line. They'll have to get to the Cobra 42-yard line for a 1st down. Empty backfield now for Allen. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to the left. Back to pass. 3-man rush. Mormon's going to pass him up, and this time Allen's going to be brought down in the backfield. It was close to the line of scrimmage. I believe that's going to count as a sack. That'll bring up 4th down for the Fire. 2:10 left here. Fourth down for Columbus. Assume they're going to punt this one away. The Cleveland defense coming up big once again. So that will count as a sack. Ball was at the 42, now marked at the 41. Tyree Knight will head back to return. Knight will work from between the 30 and 25-yard line. Robert Littlejohn, the protector, in front of Tyree Knight. Snap back there. They'll get this one away. High punt. This one will hit the turf at the 31. It'll take a roll, and Knight will let it go. It'll be downed at the 20 by Columbus. And Cleveland will take over. 1:59 left on the clock. We'll see if they're going to do a 2-minute timeout or 2-minute warning, depending on how you want to call it. But the Cleveland offense coming out on the field. (7-6) is your score. Cleveland with the lead. Fire not converting on a 2-point conversion leaves the Cobras a 1-point cushion. Cobras coming up big defensively to keep Cleveland in this in the first half. Give them an opportunity. So Wise and Baycoat going to be to the near side. It's going to be Boyd and Hundley to the left of Anglin, who will have Johnson to his right. 1st and 10 for the Cobras. 1:59 to go here, second quarter. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. Anglin with the clap. He'll pass it out, and this one attempted to Antonio Boyd, but tried to get him on the slant. Couldn't connect on it, though. Boyd and Anglin trying to figure out what went wrong, and they'll head back to the huddle. 1:55 to go here in the first half. Cleveland 7, Columbus 6. Second and 10 now for Cleveland. They'll go 3 receivers to the right of Anglin this time. Wise will be the outside receiver. Back to pass is Anglin under pressure, rolls out to the near side, fires into the turf, couldn't connect with Baycoat. That'll bring up 3rd down for Cleveland. Marquise Hodges coming on the field. Generally a defensive player. See what his role is going to be. Hundley will head to the sideline for the Cobras. 1:50 to go. Cobras looking to at least get closer. They've got Ben Lyons waiting in the wings. He hit a 48-yarder last week. Anglin back to pass, looks out to his left, fires, and this is going to be contact and a flag on the play at the 35. And looks like there's going to be pass interference. It might be James Field on that, or Devontae Butler, 2 number 8s for the Columbus Fire. Oh, they're going to. Oh, actually, they're going to say holding against the Cobras. That's going to be declined. So a couple of penalties on that. So a flag thrown by the umpire, one thrown by the referee. It will offset. 1:45 to go here in the first half. Update from Houston, Texas. The Guardians have a 3-1 lead over the Astros. Anglin back to pass, rolling out to the near side. Trying to create some time, has some room to run 25, 30, 35, 40. He'll go out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That'll be a first down for Cleveland. 1:35 to go here, second quarter. Anglin able to extend the plays. They'll mark the ball at the 38. So 1st and 10 for the Cobras. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead currently. 95 seconds left in the first half. Three receivers to the left. Baycoat will be to the inside. Anglin in the shotgun. Single receiver to the near side. Back to pass. He'll try to get this one over the head of a fired defender. And nearly intercepted, looking for the screen pass. Bradley Booker coming in and almost stole that one away from Anglin. Dangerous play. That ball will fall harmlessly to the turf. It'll be second down now for the Cobras. 2 timeouts left for the home team. One timeout left for Columbus. 3 receivers to the left. They'll be to the wide side. Matt Wise will be the single receiver to the near side. He'll be to the narrow side of the field. Anglin, he'll plant his feet, look for Wise, and couldn't connect on it. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for Cleveland. 1:27 to go here. 7-6 is the Cobra lead. Looking to put something up before the half. They will have to kick off to Columbus to begin the third quarter. Thank you for joining us, whether you're listening in on the iMedia1 network or the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network. Here from Gibson Field in North Royalton, Ohio. Beautiful facility. Twin receivers out to the left of Anglin this time. Johnson in the backfield. Anglin back to pass. Straight drop back. He'll throw this one out to Johnson. Johnson going to catch this and be pushed out of bounds near the midfield stripe. And that should be just enough for a Cobra first down. They're going to say this is right at midfield. And the Cobras still with 1:21 to work with in the second quarter. Cobras working from the right hash mark, left to right on your devices. If you have downloaded the iMedia1 network app, Angelo Thompson, the outside receiver in the twin set to the left. Quick pass out to the near side. That's going to be caught at the 45 and pushed out of bounds near the 44-yard line. Marquise Hodges on the catch. And the clock will continue to run. 1:05 to go. First half, 7-6 is your score. Cleveland with the lead. Under a minute to play here, second quarter. Cobras still in the huddle. Thompson and Hundley, the twin receivers to the right. Wise and Hodges, the twin receivers, to the left. Wise and Hodges to the right. There we go. Anglin with the count, and we're going to get a flag. This one is going to be, I believe, encroachment against Columbus. So that should be just enough for a Cleveland first down. That'll stop the clock with 36 seconds left. They'll mark the ball at the 36-yard line. So Anglin right back to it. Fire trying to time up the count. Clock now running. Anglin back to pass. Pump fakes. Down the right side of the field. And this one going to be nearly caught, but couldn't bring it in. Was Marquise Hodges. Also, Matt Wise in the area. 3 white jerseys in the area as well. Clock will stop at 19 seconds left. Second down now for Cleveland. 2 timeouts remaining for the Cobras. Angling with receivers 2 by 2. Johnson to his right. He'll hand his one to Johnson. Johnson with room to run inside the 25, brought down near the 21. And we'll see if Cleveland's going to take a timeout. 12 seconds left as they get to the 21. This would be a 38-yard field goal attempt for Ben Lyons if he gets the opportunity. 1 timeout left for Cleveland, so they're going to get one more shot at this. They're going to have to burn that timeout to give Lyons the opportunity. 12 seconds left here. Cleveland will take their timeout. We'll step aside as well. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
This is number 2, best safety in the league, Chris Fraser, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
First and 10 for the Cobras. Ball at the 21-yard line. Receiver 2 by 2. Anglin back to pass, looking out to his left. Fires, and that one's going to be short near the 11-yard line. Pass was intended for Hundley. And that will bring on Ben Lyons for a 38-yard field goal attempt. 8 seconds to go here, first half. Joe Barrico will come on to hold. Lyons with the 48-yarder last week to seal the deal against the Cleveland Broncos. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout here with 8 seconds left. Again, if you were listening in on Western Reserve Radio 2 earlier, or tuning into the Youngstown Patricians social media, you saw the Patricians get the 12-6 win over the Canton Hurricanes. That coming in overtime. That game being played at Brookfield High School. Beautiful new facility over there in Trumbull County. See, the Erie Express are checking in on the game. Thank everybody for joining us here on this Saturday afternoon. A beautiful Saturday afternoon here in Northeast Ohio as Joe Barrico will get set. So Lions will line this one up. Ball marked at the 21-yard line. Barrico set up here, the 28. Snap is back. Kick is up. And it is no good. This one's going to be wide left with 3 seconds left in the half. Fire offense will come on the field. We'll see if they'll take a shot downfield or just take a knee to wrap up the first half. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. And if all holds true, should take that into the halftime break. Cobras on the road next week. They will head down to Philippi, West Virginia. Take on the West Virginia Leviathan. I want to thank Art and his crew here at North Royalton. We have got the royal treatment here. This has been great, so we do appreciate it. One of the nicer facilities that we have been to here in the PAFL season. So Columbus coming on the field here. Ball first and 10 at their own 21-yard line. 3 seconds to go here in this first half. Cobras with the 7-6 lead. Columbus going into a huddle, but I'm somewhat believing that they're just going to take a knee here, as Allen will be in an empty backfield. Or we'll see if they take a shot. Single receiver to the far side. Back to pass is Allen, looking for something, stepping up. And he'll take a attempt downfield, picked off. Lively with his third interception of the game at the 40, 30, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds inside the 25. And that's how the first half will end. Cleveland will take a slim 7-6 lead into the half after Terrell Lively gets his third INT of the half. The Cobras will kick off when we resume play at the beginning of the third quarter. After 2, the Cobras 7, the Fire 6. You're listening to Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Ryan.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Halftime continues here at Gibson Field in North Royalton. The Cleveland Cobras take a 7-6 lead into the break over the Columbus Fire. Scoring went like this. It would be the first quarter as William Anglin would hit into the end zone on a 6-yard touchdown run. It would give the Cobras a 6-0 lead. Ben Lyons would come in for the extra point. He would convert. 7-0 was your score. In the second quarter, it will be the Columbus Fire getting into the end zone on an 8-yard touchdown run by Juice Q. However, the Fire will not convert on the 2-point conversion, and that would make the score 7-6. Cobras still with the lead. Items of note from the first half, Terrell Lively with 3 interceptions. One of them converted into that touchdown to give the Cobras the lead. Other scores from around the area would be the Erie Express with a 25-20 win over the Tri-County Rams. The Tri-State Longhorns would get the 28-22 win over the Ohio Bears. In the first half, it appears the Detroit Ravens have a 27-6 lead over the Motor City Rams. And then on Western Reserve Radio 2 with Mark Means, Dave Clark, Dave Ferris, the Youngstown Patricians get the 12-6 win in overtime over the Canton Hurricanes. Just about 2.5 minutes left here in the half. We'll step aside for another timeout. We come back. We'll have third quarter action here from Gibson Field in North Royalton. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter Brooklyn was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
This is number 33, D'Artagnan Fortner, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Third quarter just about to get underway here as Ben Lyons will line up the ball. Aaron Davis back to return. On the near side, Mike Tatum on the far side. And a high end-over-end kick picked up at the 7-yard line by Tatum. Out to the 20, out to the 30, and he'll be knocked out of bounds near the 38-yard line on the fire side of the field. And that's where Columbus will take over 1st and 10 as we get just underway here, third quarter. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead over the Fire. Turnovers, the story of the first half. Although Terrell Lively defensively for the Cobras with 3 interceptions. Sun's starting to go down here on a very beautiful night here in northeastern Ohio. So they'll mark the ball at the 35-yard line. Allen in the shotgun. They'll go with 2 receivers to the right. They'll go heavy on the right side to the short side of the field. I believe that's going to be Devontae Butler, the running back. And after a small delay here, Columbus will flip the formation. They'll flip their 2 receivers to the left side now. So 1st and 10 here, and I don't know what the delay is, but oh, and we're looking for a chain gang, I think. I believe the chain gang just arrived. Nope, that won't be them either. All right, so we'll get our chain gang back here. Easy for me to say. Marquise Hodges defensively for Cleveland. He'll step back up as that linebacker. Terrell Lively at safety. Allen now with the cadence. We're ready to play football here. Twins to the left. Allen checking with the sideline. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. And finally, handoff. This time they'll break this one out to the left side. Room to run past the 40. And down near the 41. They'll step over to the 42-yard line. Pickup of 7 on the play. 2nd and 3 now for Columbus. 14:36 to go in this 3rd period. Twin receivers to the left of Allen again. Also set up with the tight end as well. Allen will flip his running back from the right side to the left side. He'll hand this one off with some room to run. He'll make it out near the 45. It might have been just short. Nope, actually the line judge is going to say that's a 1st down. They'll move the chains. Columbus on the ground. Gets the line to gain. 13:57 on a running clock here. Mikey Love checking in from the sideline for Columbus. Quan Bender will head to the sideline. Twin receivers to the right of Allen. Single running back to his left. Allen waiting for the snap. He'll give this one up to try to break it out to the far side. And some room to run. They'll get past the midfield stripe down near the 48-yard line. Monte Butler on the carry for Columbus. Fire. Marching downfield. They'll be on the the Cleveland side of the field now. They'll mark it at the 49. 13:08 to go here, 3rd quarter. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. Second and 4 now for the visiting Columbus team. Allen with twin receivers to his left. He'll flip Butler to his right hip. Allen waiting for the snap. Play action, he'll fire this one downfield, and this one's going to be caught inside the 30, down at the 28-yard line. And that's going to be another Fire 1st down as we hit the 12.5-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Allen just tossing that over the heads of the Cleveland secondary. That'll give the Fire a first down. Allen back in the shotgun, single receiver to each side. They'll go with a tight end this time. Butler to the right of the Fire signal caller. They'll give it to him. Butler, hand up in the backfield, ball on the turf, but I think he's going to recover this one, and it's going to bring up second down. They'll mark it at the 31-yard line. Loss of 3 on the play. Second and 13 for the Fire. Donovan Mormon there causing some pressure right at the center position. So the Cobra nose man getting some penetration there. Cobra defense has been playing lights out in the PAFL season. This year they've given up 6 points, 8 points, 6 points, and 6 tonight. It's only 4 touchdowns. As Allen now in the shotgun, 3 receivers to his left, single receiver to the far side. Allen back to pass, looking out to his left. He'll fire out to the sideline. This one going to be dropped near the Cobra sideline by Mike Tatum. That'll bring up third down now for the Fire. 10:43 to go here, third quarter. Cobras with a very slim 7-6 lead over the Fire. For the Fire, after tonight, they will round out the season with the Cleveland Broncos, the Beaver County Arctic Bengals, and the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. Not an easy road for the Columbus Fire. Empty backfield now for Columbus. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. They'll send a man in motion from right to left. They'll give it to him on the end around. Try to cut upfield and be stopped near the original line of scrimmage. Actually, we'll say the 29. That'll bring up fourth down, and I'm going to assume that Columbus is going to go for this. Fire going to bring the play in from the sideline. Marvin Germany, I believe, is bringing the play in from the sideline to former Cleveland Cobra. 9.5 to go here, third frame. So Tatum in Germany, twin receivers to the right, 3 receivers to the left. Allen in the shotgun, empty backfield again for the Fire. They're going to have to get to the Cleveland 18-yard line for a first down. Back to pass is Allen. Fires downfield, and this one's going to be picked off again, and he probably would have been better having batted that away. Cam McCauley gets the ball, but should have probably batted that one away. It would have had better field position. Now the Cobra is going to be stuck down. We'll see where they're going to mark this at, but they're going to mark this near the 8-yard line. Actually, they're going to keep moving the sticks back now. They'll make it the 7-yard line. And I think the 6. We're taking baby steps, but. So first and 10 for Cleveland, 9:07 to go here, third quarter. McCauley on the interception. 4th interception of the day of Marcus Allen. However, I'm sure that Jamar Fleming would have rather he dropped that ball. So 94 yards to go for Cleveland as they'll go 3 receivers to the right of Anglin. Johnson to his left. Single receiver to the far side. Gonna pass it one sidearm, caught! Plenty of room to go, and gonna cut it to the inside, and a first down for the Cobras near the 28-yard line. Antonio Boyd on the reception. Probably should have kept that to the outside. Plenty of room to run. But nonetheless, great pitch and catch from Anglin to Boyd gives the Cobras a first down. Ball to 29-yard line. Anglin and crew going to go right back to the line. They'll go the 3 receivers to the right again. Quick pass out to the near side. Hundley going to pick it up, getting a block to the inside. Hundley with some work past the 35, and he'll dive down near the 38-yard line. Great stock blocking out there by D'Angelo Thompson. Hundley going to come off the field. Looks like he may have taken a hit, well, to the nether region. 8:10 to go here, third quarter. Cleveland on the move. This drive starting at the 6-yard line. Boyd gonna split out to the far side. He'll be followed by Thompson and Wise. And we're gonna get a whistle. And I think there's some question with the head linesman about the chains. Trying to get a look at what the head linesman is trying to say. The line to gain is a 39. It looks like they have it marked at the 38. The official's trying to make sure they get it right. 7:44 remaining here, third quarter. Cleveland 7, Columbus 6. All right, so we'll get back at it. Anglin with the snap. He'll plant his feet, and he'll fire this one out to the near side. Can't connect with Hodges. So 3rd and 1 now for Cleveland. Update from Houston, Texas. The Guardians in the bottom of the 5th have a 6-1 lead over the Houston Astros. Of course, coming up in the not too distant future, the Cleveland Browns training camp will open. As Boyd, Thompson, and Wise will be the 3 receivers to the left of Anglin. Single receiver to the near side, that'll be Hodges. And we're going to have some movement up front. And we'll get a whistle, an encroachment call coming up against the Fire, and that will be an automatic first down for Cleveland. Good crowd on hand here at North Royalton. 6:56 to go. Third quarter, Cleveland 7, Columbus 6. Only separated by an extra point. So 1st and 10 for the Cobras. They'll mark this one at the 43-yard line. Anglin with 3 receivers to his left. He'll give it to Thompson, or Johnson, excuse me. He'll be wrapped up in the backfield. Nowhere to go on that one. Well read by Desjuan Brown, the linebacker for Columbus. That'll be about a 3-yard loss on the play. So 2nd and 13 for Cleveland. Clock continuing to run as we approach the 6-minute mark. Twin receivers to each side now for Anglin. No work from the right hash mark, moving left to right on your devices. For those of you who've downloaded the iMedia1 Network app, and we're going to have some more movement up front. And the line judge threw the flag and looked like he wasn't real sure. Look for the head linesman maybe to get some help from him, but as the line judge and the referee will have a conversation. So encroachment going to be the call against Columbus. That will put him in a better position here now, a 2nd and 8, as opposed to 2nd and 13. That will essentially wipe out the negative play for Cleveland. Under 6 minutes to play. 3rd frame. Cleveland with a 1-point advantage. Boyd and Wise, the twin receivers to the left. Thompson and Hodges, the twin receivers to the right. Anglin back to pass, under pressure. He'll elude one tackler. Upfield, has some room to run. Past the midfield stripe, back to the far side. 40, 35, and down at the Fire 30-yard line. That's a first down and more for Cleveland. 5:20 to go here, third quarter. Clock will continue to run. Anglin extending the play as E.J. Bibbs will come off the field. A little bit of a limp. See if he can work that one out. Bibbs, the starting right tackle for Cleveland. First and 10 for the Cobras as we hit the 4:45 mark of the third quarter. 7-6 is your score. Boyd and Wise, the twin receivers, to the left. Thompson and Hodge to the right again. Anglin with Johnson to his left. Morris Dillard filling in at that tackle position. Anglin trying to extend the play. Again, he'll work around the end. Fires downfield, and this one's going to be incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 4:21 to go. Third quarter, second down and 10 now for Cleveland. Morris Dillard was coming off the field, but he's going to stay on. Antoine Peterson, better known as Tony Sweets, is going to come off the field. Actually, we have a penalty on the. There was a penalty on there. We didn't see the flag. I apologize. So a hold coming up against Cleveland. Ball now marked at the Fire 40-yard line. They'll have to get to the 20 for a first down. Two receivers to each side now. Anglin in the shotgun. Johnson to his right. He'll give it to Johnson, trying to find some room. He'll step up and work his way down near the 36. Pick up a 4 on the play. Second and 16 now. As the Cobras try to add some points on, and there's been no scoring since the middle of the second quarter. That was the 8-yard run by Juice Cube. They gave us our 7-6 score. Baycoat and Boyd, the twin receivers to the left. Thompson and Hodges to the right. Anglin with the snap, back to pass, under pressure. He'll elude one tackler again, looks downfield, fires down the sideline, looking for Hodges, and it's going to go off his head. And was it caught? No, he'll drop it. And that will bring up third down now for Cleveland. Anglin able to extend the plays. Has to be wearing out that front line of the Columbus Fire. The clock will stop with 3:02 to go here, third quarter. Cleveland holding on to the 7-6 lead. So if they can get inside the 30, I would assume that they would keep the offense on the field. Ball now at the 36-yard line. 2-down territory now for Cleveland. Under 3 minutes to play. Baycoat and Boyd, the twin receivers to the left again. Hunley and Hodges to the right. Movement up front, and will Cleveland get an extra 5 yards? Yep. Indeed, that is the case, as Columbus will be tagged with the encroachment call. So 3rd and 11 now from the 31. Making that decision a little bit easier for head coach Adam Rogerson. Offensive coordinator Nate Hose for the Cleveland Cobras is Anglin waiting for the snap. 3-step drop, fires over the head, out to Johnson. Johnson cutting back to the inside, 25-20, and he should have the first down. We'll see where they're going to mark him down at. They're going to give him all the way to the 17-yard line, and a fresh set of downs with 2:12 to go, third quarter. So the Cleveland drive will continue. Baycoat and Boyd again will flank out to the left. Hodges and Hunley to the right. 1st and 10 at the Fire 17-yard line. Anglin back to pass, fires it out to the far side, and was just caught at the 12-yard line. And they're going to say yes. Boyd caught the ball at the 12. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5 now for the Cobras. They have to get to the 7-yard line for a first down. 90 seconds left here, third quarter. Cobras in no rush. 7-6 is your score. Cleveland with the lead. And again, Columbus always starting out a little slow, trying to get some guys back in after some of their other seasons. And once they do, always put on a show. As Baycoat and Boyd will continue to be out to the left. Conley and Hodges to the right. Anglin back to pass. The right-handed quarterback with lots of time. Dumps it out to Johnson. Johnson at the 15. And he'll be brought down at the 12-yard line. Got back to the original line of scrimmage as Anglin drifted back. But what could have been a loss on the play ends up getting back to the original line of scrimmage. So third down now for Cleveland. Again, they'll have to get to the 7-yard line for a first down. 33 seconds left, third quarter. Cleveland in a huddle. Both teams with the full complement, I believe, of timeouts. And Adam Rogerson wants to take one of those timeouts. 17 seconds left here in the third quarter. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. However, they are in the red zone. We'll step aside for a timeout. You're listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, a part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Youngstown, Warren, and Salem Sports Talk is on the iMedia1 network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast.
17 seconds left here, third quarter. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. 3rd and 5 for the Cobras. And we need to get to the fire 7-yard line for a first down. Anglin has been at quarterback for the Cobras. He's taken him the entire way, as Boyd and Baycoat will work their way out to the far side. E.J. Bibbs back in the game. Good to see him. Vargo, Dillard, Carr, and Johnson all on the offensive line. T.J. Johnson to the left of Anglin now in the backfield. Johnson now going to flank out to the left side. Empty backfield now for the Cobra signal caller. Back to pass. Under pressure. All kinds of jerseys coming around. And Anglin now trying to find room to get rid of the ball. And he's going to throw this one out of bounds. Smartly done by the veteran player. We're going to get a flag on the play. And he was not under. He didn't try to avoid a sack on that. Got outside the pocket, but didn't get it past the line of scrimmage. So that might be where the infraction comes in, because he didn't get it past the line of scrimmage. And they will say it's intentional grounding, so that'll be a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. So Ben Lyons making his way to the field. Let's see where they're going to mark this at. Joe Barrico coming on here as well. He will hold here on 4th down. This one, I'll see. They're going to mark the ball at the 35. If they do, they're going to mark it at the 40. So a 57-yard field goal attempt coming up for Ben Lyons. And not sure, maybe some indecisiveness here by the Cobras, but they'll throw the game ball to the sideline. Lyons will bring in his own ball, and Barrico will go down to a knee near the 47. So ball at the 40-yard line. We'll have 7 for the snap, 10 for the end zone. And Ben Lyons setting this one up. He had a 48-yard field goal last week. This one, 4:57, and we're going to come to the end of the third quarter. Ben Lyons not real excited about that. Ben Lyons talking to the line judge. Maybe an issue about the clock. Maybe that's the question, but. All right, so both teams look like they're going to head to the sideline as we hit the end of the third quarter. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, yep. Both teams going to flip sides of the field. End of the third quarter. We'll step aside real quick. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Ryan.
This is number 2 best safety in the league, Chris Frazier, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia1 network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
All right, it seems Cleveland has had a change of heart as Slap Thompson will come on, and I believe he will step in for Jeff Cooper Ryder. He may not have been available today. Cleveland looking to punt this one away, I believe. 4th and 32. Ball at the Fire 40-yard line. So Thompson only about 8 yards behind her, so trying to keep the Fire return team honest. Twin receivers to the right side. And he will rugby-style kick this one all the way down to the 10-yard line. He'll take a sideways bounce, and this one will be down by Cleveland near the 11-yard line. Anthony Neal on the coverage there. So 1st and 10 for the Fire. 14:50 to go here in a very tight game. Cleveland 7, Columbus 6. Lights on in the stadium now, sun all but down. Tomorrow, I believe, the official first day of summer. The summer solstice, I think. Okay. Should be the longest day of the year in terms of daylight. Another update from Houston, top of the 7th. Guardians with a 6-1 lead over the Houston Astros. We'll try to get you some more scores from around the semi-pro level. Allen in the shotgun. Now Mike Haynes to his right. He'll give it to Haynes. Haynes with some room to run. He'll fight forward, get down near the 19-yard line. So pickup of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 now for Columbus as we hit the 14:30 mark. 4th quarter. Congratulations to Coach Vinny Anarino, the Youngstown Patricians, getting the 12-6 overtime win over the Canton Hurricanes. That on Western Reserve Radio 2, as Allen will have 3 receivers to the left. Handoff again. They'll fight forward and should have just enough for a first down. They'll get out to the 26-yard line. First down for the Fire. Clock will continue to run. Just under 14 minutes to play here in the game. Fire 1-3 in the PAFL season. Cleveland 4-0. However, Columbus, I don't know if you'll find many teams with as much hardware as the Fire have. 3 receivers to the left of Allen again. A tight end to the right. A little bit of a high snap. They'll hand this one off again off the left side. Room to run past the 30, down near the 31. May have given him the 32. Indeed, they will. Pickup of 6 on the play. 2nd and 4 now for Columbus as we approach the 13-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Allen bringing them back to the line. Receivers 2 by 2 this time. Columbus working left to right. Columbus in the white, Cleveland in the black. And we're going to get a whistle as Columbus will take a timeout. 12:29 to go here in the game. Cobras holding on to a 7-6 lead over the Columbus Fire. You are listening to Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
This is number 89, Matt Wise, and you're listening to Cleveland Cobras football on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 network.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Second and 4 for the Fire. Ball at the Columbus 32-yard line. Allen in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. Pump fake, looking upfield. Has some room to run. He'll pitch this one out to the far side. Past the 40 and down near the 42-yard line. They'll actually give him the 43. I believe that's going to be Lee Saunders on the short dump pass. It will give Columbus a first down. Allen stepping up in the pocket. He was able to create some time. Corny Mormon. 2 of the 3 front line for Cleveland. As Allen waiting for the snap. 3 receivers to the right in a bunch formation. They'll try to string this one out to the far side, and they'll get to the 49-yard line. Devontae Butler on the carry for Columbus, and Columbus finding a rhythm offensively. They'll be just short of the midfield stripe. Under 11.5 minutes to play here, 4th quarter. Cleveland 7, Erie 6. Excuse me, Columbus 6. Second and 5 for the Fire. They'll go 3 receivers to the right. They'll get into that bunch formation again. Allen in the shotgun. Butler to his right. Send a man in motion from right to left. He'll give it to Butler. A little bit of room to run here. He'll drag a few Cobras and all the way down to the 42-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Columbus first down. As Donovan Mormon going to get up a little bit slow. The big man, no worse for the wear. He'll stay in. Up with a good run, gives the Fire a first down. He'll be on the plus side of the field now. First and 10. 10:18 to go here, fourth quarter. Everybody in tight for Columbus. 3 receivers to the right. As Allen waits for the snap. And off of there, have to break this one out to the outside, make it past the 40, inside the 40, down near the 38. Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6 now for Columbus. Cleveland holding on to a 7-6 lead. I believe Antoine Ford going to try to head to the sideline. Marquise Hodge is in there. Monte Nolling at the outside backer now. Play action, sends it outside, caught at the 35, and a fire inside the 25-20 and out of bounds near the 16-yard line. I'll actually say he went out at the 18. But 1st and 10 for Columbus in the red zone. 9:05 to go here in the game. Fire driving downfield. Seven 6 is your score. Cleveland with the lead, however. Columbus on the move. 3 receivers to the right to the short side of the field. Allen in the shotgun. Have one running back behind him in the pistol formation. They'll give it to Cube. Cube with one cut. Make his way past the line of scrimmage and down near the 12-yard line. They'll give him the 13. Pick up a 5, so 2nd and 5 now for Columbus. They'll have to get to the 8 for a first down. Clock will continue to run. Just over 8 minutes to play here, fourth quarter. Mikey Love going to head to the sideline for Columbus. Three receivers to the left for Columbus. Aaron Davis being the outside receiver. Allen in the pistol formation. Cube will be right behind him. Luke Gaddy now at the outside linebacker position on the right side of that Cobras defense. They'll flip sides, 2 receivers, low ball, and this ball still loose and covered up by Columbus at the 21. Kendre Ray got on top of that. That will salvage the Columbus drive. They'll mark it at the 20. They will now have to get to the Cleveland 8 for a first down. Clock will continue to run. 7:15 to go here, fourth quarter. Columbus trailing by 1. And Cleveland will take a timeout. 7:04 to go here in the game. Cleveland with a 7-6 lead. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio, part of the iMedia1 network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTV, The Scourge.
Third and 12 for Columbus. Cleveland takes the timeout. Cobras 1 timeout left. Columbus with 2. 7:04 to go in the game. Cobras with the 7-6 lead. However, a low snap slows down the Columbus drive. We'll have to get to the Cleveland 8-yard line for a first down. Allen in the shotgun. Saunders to his left. Twin receivers to each side for Columbus. Back to pass. Under pressure, and he's going to turn and twist and get rid of this one in the end zone. Wide open in the end zone is Juice Cube. A broken play, nobody around. And a flag comes in after the play. Columbus with the 12-7 lead pending the extra point or the 2-point conversion. And for the first time today, the Cobras trail 12-7. .656 to go here in the game. A 20-yard touchdown pass. From Marcus Allen. Just under 7 minutes to work with for Cleveland. Flags on the play here. Officials trying to figure this one out. Some little extras going on after the play. Head coach Adam Rogerson and assistant head coach and defensive coordinator Jabbar Fleming out there trying to listen in on the huddle from the officials. We'll see if they don't offset these ones. However, Allen stepping up in the pocket there, avoided the sack, and then Cube wide open in the back of the end zone. Still a delay here as the officials are looking for a final decision here. As all the officials will pick up their flags. Now the official's going to continue to huddle right around the 10-yard line. .656 to go here in the game. Cleveland trailing 12-7 now. After holding on to a 1-point lead for most of the game, the Fire will go for 2. Now they've got the ball marked at the 6-yard line, if that's the official mark. Wait a minute. They're now winding the clock. So okay, so we didn't get a call from the official, but an illegal forward pass, I'm told. So it's 7-6 Cleveland. All right. So disregard all of that. As the Fire will send on a last player, still moving. There's still flag on the play. Hemmed up in the backfield on a 1st and goal play. And they'll call that an illegal shift against Columbus. That'll set them back 5. Columbus sending a player on late. Didn't get set. And now the ball at the 11. 1st and goal at the 11 for Columbus. 6:15 to go in the game. Cleveland with a 1-point slim lead here as Cube will make his way from the sideline. So Cube will be in the backfield with Butler. He'll be the E-chip. of Allen. Single receiver to the far side. Everybody else in tight. Back to pass. And under pressure, brought down in the backfield. Clock continues to run here. 7-6 is the Cleveland lead after the sack. It will be back at the 19 now. Allen looking for that single receiver to the far side. Never got a chance to get it out of his hand. He'll take the hit. So 2nd and goal now at the 19-yard line. Allen in the shotgun, Coop to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Allen waiting for the snap. Back to pass, fires. This one's gonna be caught at the 5 and brought down at the 3-yard line, maybe the 4 again, depending on where the spot is going to be. Mike Tatum on the reception for the Fire. 4.5 minutes left here in the game. They'll work from the left hash mark. Columbus going right back to the line. Coop in the backfield, pistol formation. Tatum moving from left to right. He'll casually stroll down the line. High snap, and this one covered up by, looks like Cleveland. Wait for the official signal. As they battle for it under the pile, they'll try to, and they're going to say Cleveland ball. Turnover, 4:12 to go here, 4th quarter. The Cobra defense comes up big once again. And Cleveland holds on to the 7-6 lead after a semi-confusing series here in the red zone. Big time play by that Cobra defense. Jamar Fleming dialing something up, causing all kinds of chaos. Anglin bringing the offense back on the field with 4:12 to go in the game. Cleveland 7, Columbus 6. A 3A, 2A matchup here between Columbus and Cleveland respectively. All of the 2A division has had some success against those 3A teams this year in the PAFL. So 1st and 10 for the Cobras, 7 with the 7-6 lead. Ball at the 7-yard line. Anglin in the shotgun again. Twin receivers, or excuse me, 3 receivers to the left. They'll hand this one off, looking for a little bit of room to run, bounce it off the right side, and be brought down. Not much gain on the play, if any at all. Maybe a pickup of 1 on the play, so 2nd and 9. As TJ Johnson tries to protect the ball. 3:48 to go here. Clock will continue to run. Cleveland will have to string together a few first downs as the Fire still has 2 timeouts as well. 3 receivers to the near side. Hundley, Thompson, and Wise. Single receiver to the far side. That'll be Boyd. TJ Johnson remains to the left hip of Anglin. Columbus with 1 high safety. Anglin gonna pull the ball himself, try to find some room to run, working to the outside. We're gonna get a flag on the play. It's in the area of holding, and this one will most likely come back. And the Cleveland crowd reacting to that. So that'll be half the distance to the goal. On a big run by William Anglin. 3:07 is where the clock stopped. 7-6 is your score, Cleveland with the lead. So they'll mark the ball at the 5. Anglin able to extend the plays today. Columbus not doing a bad job in the secondary, though, taking away the options. Under 3 minutes to play here. 2nd and 9. Ball at the Cobra 5-yard line. Anglin with Thompson to his, Johnson to his right. He'll hand this one off the left side. Nowhere to go. May have lost a yard or two on the play. And Columbus is going to take a timeout. 2:34 to go here in the game. Cleveland holding on to a 7-6 lead. We'll step aside for a timeout. You are listening to the Cleveland Cobras here on Western Reserve Radio and the Snowman Multimedia Sports Network. We'll be back right after this.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
This is number 2 best safety in the league, Chris Fraser, and you're listening to the Cleveland Cobras on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Third and 14 for the Cobras at their own 3-yard line. 2:34 to go here in the game. DJ Johnson came off the field. Malik Gaddy will fill in for him. He'll be to the right of Anglin. Anglin about 4 yards deep in his own end zone. And some movement up front. Looked like DeAndre Carr got a little bit of a head start. So that will move him back to the 1.5-yard line. Not a lot in terms of the penalty, but not great in terms of the situation. 2:34 to go here. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. All right, then we'll try this one again. Anglin, 3 receivers to his left, single receiver to the far side. Back to pass. Catches this one and brought out past the 5, out near the 8-yard line. Hundley on the reception, and Slap Thompson will come on to do the punting. Either way, the Fire should end up with good field position as we approach the 2-minute. We'll see if we'll get a 2-minute warning or 2-minute timeout, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes we've gotten it, sometimes we have not. Fire with 1 timeout, Cobras with 1 timeout as well. And we hit the 2-minute mark. Indeed, we will have a timeout as well. Cleveland with the 7-6 lead here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
Play the new $5 Win Big Scratch-Off for a chance to win $100,000. But if you don't, just scan that ticket for a second chance to win big. Enter our Big Game Second Chance promotion to win great pro football prizes, including Cleveland tickets, Cincinnati tickets, or even tickets to the biggest football game of the year. If football is your passion, Win Big is your game. Only from the Ohio Lottery.
Way to go, Brian.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia1 Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Fourth and 7 at the Cleveland 10-yard line. Slap Thompson will come in to punt this one away. Only stands about 8 yards back, but he'll be at the 2-yard line. And Columbus with 2 returners back around the 40. Thompson with the rugby-style kick. This one's going to be short. It hasn't even made it to the 20-yard line yet. 1:52 to go in the game, and now the Cobra defense will have to come on and hold on to this game. Fire with 1 timeout. 1:52 to go. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. See where they're going to mark it. Looks like right around the 18. Noticeably absent was, excuse me, the Cobras punter, Jeff Cooper Ryder. So 1st and 10 for the Fire at the 18-yard line. 1:52 to go here in the game. Cobras defense back on the field. Donovan Moorman anchoring the defense at the nose position. Malik Gaddy in there at linebacker. Handoff left side. Room to run. Columbus cutting back and forth. Inside the 10. And that'll be enough for a first down. It's 1st and goal for Columbus at the 6-yard line. Clock running now. 1:37 to go. Fire taking their time. They don't want to score too fast. Cleveland's defense has come up big every time. Now the Fire breaking the huddle. Again, 1 timeout left for Columbus. 1:15 to go in the game. Cleveland 7, Columbus 6. Allen in the shotgun. They'll hand this one off. Room to run. They'll spin and turn. Maybe picked up a yard on the play. Clock will continue to run. Under a minute to play here. From Gibson Field in North Royalton. Cobras with a 7-6 lead. Gaddy coming off the field. He'll be replaced by Durante Nalling. 40 seconds to go. 2nd and 4. Ball at the 4-yard line. Excuse me, 2nd and goal. Ball at the 4-yard line. And Cleveland will burn their final timeout. 31 seconds to go in the game. 2nd and 4 for the Fire. We'll take one last timeout. You were listening to Cobras Football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
Cobras looking for a stand here as Columbus will have the ball 2nd and goal at the Cleveland 4-yard line. 7-6 is your score. Cobras with the lead. 31 seconds left in the game. And the Cobras with no timeouts. The Fire with 1 left. Allen in the shotgun. Heavy to the left side. High snap. Back to pass. And in the end zone. Incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and goal now. Allen leading his receiver just a little bit too much. I believe that was going to be Mike Tatum. Hard to tell with the Fire jersey if that's a 1 or a 7, but I think that's going to be Tatum. So the Cobras luck out on that one. Tatum on the crossing pattern seemed to be open. Allen just couldn't connect on it. 2-down territory for Columbus. 26 seconds to go here in the game. Allen will bring the play in from the sideline. Mike Haynes in the backfield with Allen. Twin receivers to the left. Allen going to take it himself off the far side. He'll be tripped up. And a big-time tackle coming up by Cleveland. Quay Harris coming up and chopping down the big man. And that's going to bring up 4th down for Columbus. 4th and goal for the Fire. And it looks like Columbus will take their final timeout. We'll keep it right here. Try to get some scoring update. Bottom of the 8th in Houston. The Guardians with an 8-1 lead over the Astros. Games from around the PAFL and Tri-Point Football League today. Erie Express get the 25-20 win over the Tri-County Rams. Tri-State Longhorns with 28-22 win over the Ohio Bears. And it looked like the Detroit Ravens were on their way to another win over the Motor City Rams. They haven't gotten an update since halftime, but it was 27-6 in favor of the Detroit Ravens. Cobras headed down to West Virginia next week to take on the Leviathan. Another updated score here. The Beaver County Arctic Bengals, they shut out the Leviathan 35-0 today. An impressive win for Beaver County. Seven seconds left in the game. Updated score right now, the Ravens 33, the Motor City Rams 24. Impressive performance by Motor City. 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. And it looks like Mike Tatum's going to be the quarterback on this one. Well, are we going for a field goal here? And then a field goal attempt indeed. So this will be a 19-yard field goal attempt. Tatum for the hold. Snap is high, and this one is going to be good. Time will run out. 2 seconds left. Columbus will get the field goal. 9-7 is your score currently. A flag after the play, but I don't think that's going to mean much. And we'll see what the flag is going to be, but again, depending who that's on, I think that is going to be irrelevant. So 2 seconds left in the game, a 17-yard field goal puts the Fire ahead, 9-7. And the only thing left right now is a return by the Cobras on the kick return. Nine-7 your score. Fire with the lead. Take their first lead of the day with just 2 seconds left in the game. So the penalty, I believe, was going to be on Columbus. So that's going to push the kickoff back, maybe? We'll see. All right, so the official walking it back past the 30. And if they kick off from the 20-yard line, Cleveland may have something to work with here, depending on how Columbus decides to kick this. 9-7 your score. The Fire with the lead. And they're going to kick off from the 10-yard line. So must have been multiple personal fouls on Cleveland. Anglin, Knight, Wise, Hodges, and Gaddy. All back right around midfield, give or take. The front line of the kick return team will be at the Fire at the 25-yard line. So we'll see what Columbus wants to do with this. Nine-7 your score. Fire with the lead. They get a 19-yard field goal with just 2 seconds left here. Turner's moving up a little bit. Tyree Knight had a good return earlier, had one wiped out by a penalty. Fortner going to come to the sideline. So Columbus to kick this one off. Their kick this one is out to Anglin. This will go past him and out of bounds. There'll be a flag on the play. No time off the clock. So Cleveland will have one play left, 2 seconds to go here in the game. We'll see where they're going to spot it. Cobras with one last attempt here. And the ball will be so they're going to mark this at the Fire 40-yard line. All right, so the officials kind of taking their good old time as Chris Brooks talks to the umpire out on the far side, on the Fire sideline. Let's see what personnel the Cobras are going to put in. Picorni coming in at tight end. Gaddy will be in at the running back. Ambrose Picorni in there as well. Johnson, Dillard. DeAndre Carr as well. They're going for a field goal. 47 yards. Or this will be at the 47-yard line. This will be a 64-yard field goal. With 2 seconds left. Pressure being shown by the Fire. Barrico to hold. Snap back, kick is down, this one's gonna be blocked. Gonna be loose, Cleveland's gonna try to get to it. Columbus will fall on it, and that will bring us to the end. After 4, the Columbus Fire get the 9-7 win over the Cleveland Cobras. We'll step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll give you a scoring recap, and we will wrap it up here from Gibson Field in North Royalton. You are listening to Cleveland Cobras football here on Western Reserve Radio and the iMedia1 Network.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia1 Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia1 Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia1 Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets. And they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's gonna teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke. Wow, you're not even moving your arm. I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The Storks are bringing me a baby brother!
cooler. We can do this together.
All right, let's go.
Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
What?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat. Cool. Very cool. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Back here one last time as we wrap it up from Gibson Field in North Royalton, Ohio. Fire get the 9-7 win over the Cleveland Cobras. Scoring went like this. It would be 8:08 of the first quarter, and the Cobras would get on the board. While Anglin would get into the end zone on a 6-yard touchdown run. Ben Lyons would come in for the extra point. It would make it 7-0 in the first quarter. Second quarter action, the only touchdown coming on an 8-yard touchdown run by Juice Cube. That would make it 7-6 as Columbus would not convert on the 2-point conversion. No scoring through the third quarter, and with just 2 seconds left in the game, Columbus would hit a 19-yard field goal to take the 9-7 lead over the Cleveland Cobras. Cobras fall to 4-1 on the season. Columbus improves to 2-3. The Cobras will be headed down to West Virginia next week to take on the Leviathan, who, interestingly enough, we just got an updated score on that. That would be the Beaver County Arctic Bengals getting the shutout over the Leviathan by a score of 35-0. Other scores from around the area that we were able to get: the Erie Express get the 25-20 win over the Tri-County Rams. The Tri-State Longhorns, they best the Ohio Bears by a score of 28-20. And the Youngstown Patricians get the 12-6 overtime win over the Canton Hurricanes. That game heard on Western Reserve Radio 2. Mark Means, Dave Clark, and Dave Ferris. In an interesting game in Detroit, it is the Detroit Ravens 33, the Motor City Rams 26. That with 8:40 left in the fourth quarter. The Rams giving the Ravens a challenge. The Ravens have not lost in a really long time. Honestly, couldn't tell you the last time that has happened. I want to thank you for joining us here on Western Reserve Radio, whether you're listening in on the iMedia1 Network app or watching us on Facebook, maybe on the Cleveland Cobras Facebook page. But we look forward to having you back again next week as the Cobras will travel down to Philippi, West Virginia to take on the West Virginia Leviathan. The Leviathan suffering their first loss in the PAFL this season. Again, they get shut out 35-0 to the Beaver County Arctic Bengals. So for everybody here at the iMedia1 Network, I'm Jim Craven. Thanks for joining us. And of course, we appreciate having you. Look forward to having you next week as the Cobras head down to West Virginia. Your score one last time here from Gibson Field in North Royalton. The Cobras fall today by a score of 9-7. Have a great weekend, everybody.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of Western Reserve Radio. And we now return to our regularly scheduled programming. You're listening to WRDB, Western Reserve Digital Broadcasting, Youngstown, Warren, Salem, and around the world.
And actually did just play a Zach Gowen under 17.5 outs recorded at plus money. So let's get him knocked out of the game after 5, Greg. I'm good with that, okay?
Looking for future leaders we can believe in? Look no further than the high school student athletes right here in Ohio. High school sports teach young people how to be effective leaders.
It includes learning to listen, accepting responsibility, being a good role model, and it's about respect. The result, it transcends sports. It gives us hope for the future. This message presented by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Ohio Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com.
Your home for PAFL football is the iMedia1 Network. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Hey, VSiN fans, it's your old pal, Brent Musburger. I know what you're thinking. You're driving in your car, listening to VSiN, and you have no way to write down all those pics you're hearing. I have the solution. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber, and you'll get access to every pick from every show. Bill 80 will even send you an email with all of them every morning. Go to vsin.com to become a Pro subscriber and join us on the Sports Betting Network. That's vsin.com.
The sharpest minds in sports betting are on VSiN by the Books with Dave Ross and Jensen Lewis.
Chris Basili kind of join us here from Covers.
Spain, I'm good with them, drawing that game. Obviously, the result could have been better. It's one game. It's kind of a wake-up call early that you need. The offense will look a little bit more fluid, and I think ultimately Spain will be there when it's all said and done.
VSiN by the Books, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern, only on VSiN, the sports betting network. Dave Ross and Jensen Lewis bring you VSiN by the Books, the show that breaks down the biggest stories in sports betting from the night before and gets you up to speed as a new day begins.
You got to give this man his flowers when he's earned them, and boy, has he earned them this year.
You would have to believe that they'll do everything possible for Kirk Cousins to be ready to go in this Clint Kubiak offense.
Start your day with all the crucial information you need to become a sharper bettor. Check out VSiN by the Books, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on VSiN.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup, then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to vsin.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is your VSiN Action Update. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
OTAs and mandatory minicamps across the National Football League as we head into the summer with training camp just on the horizon. Arizona Cardinals are plus 250 to record the fewest wins this season in the National Football League. The second choice, the Dolphins plus 350. It's one of two teams from the AFC East. The third choice of the fewest wins, the Jets at plus 850. And the Raiders come in at the fourth choice at 10-1. Will a team go 0-17 in the regular season? That's a prop bet on the board. Minus 2,000 for the no. Yes is 9-1. Will the team go unbeaten in the regular season? No, minus 4,000. With your action update, Mike Sennett on VSiN, the sports betting network.
This is Live Bet Saturday on VSiN, the sports betting network.
We got a winner here on Live Bet Saturday. I'm Scott Satterberg with you on VSiN, the sports betting network. Always on Twitter at Scott's On Air and at VSiN Live. So we made up for our loss on the under in the first three innings in the Phillies-Mets game because there were 11 runs scored. All by the Phillies, by the way. And so we lost that one, but we just made it up with our live over bet, which we recommended over 13.5, but we were a little late to the party. When Schwarber hit the home run, we recommended 15.5, and then we did play officially the over 16.5 And Kyle Schwarber just hit his third home run of the game. It is 15-3. Phillies over the Mets. We cashed our live over there. Your live line now, in case you're interested, is 19.5. There have been 18 runs scored in this game. We are going to the top of the 8th inning. So the Mets still have the top of the 8th and the top of the 9th, and the Phillies still have the bottom of the 8th. And there's a chance that like a position player is going to pitch here for the Mets if you think, hey, maybe we're not done with the runs here. There's been 18 runs. Can we get 2 more runs to cash in over 19.5? Could be. We could see it happen. We could see it happen. The same reasons why I like the over 16.5 is why I might like the over 19.5. Here are 4 bets that I did just place for tonight's games. After talking with Greg Peterson, our baseball analyst, who you guys can check his write-ups up on vsin.com. Make sure you download and listen to the Baseball Betting Show, part of the VSiN family of podcasts. Here's the bets that we did place. We have Twins on the money line. You can get the Twins at plus 105 or so against the Arizona Diamondbacks. As a correlated bet there, because we're fading Zach Gallen, we went with Zach Gallen under 17.5 outs recorded and got that at plus 105. So under 17.5 outs recorded for Zach Gallen. If we look at Gallen's recent performance here, I have him projected for 15 outs. He has gone under 17.5 outs recorded in 7 of his last 10 games. So this is a good prop for me. We got under 17.5 outs recorded for Zach Gallen. Also went with the, we went Yamamoto over 18.5 outs recorded. Again, this is one where I was kind of looking at the game logs and I was thinking, man, he's pitched a lot, right? 8 innings in back-to-back starts. Like, does fatigue at all set in? But then when you think about it, you're like, wait, this isn't something new here for Yoshinobu Yamamoto going this deep into games. In a game in which the Dodgers should control, you look at the recent performance here for Yamamoto, 7 of his last 10 games, he's actually gone over this number of 18.5 outs recorded. Now, keep in mind, for a guy to go 18.5 outs, we're talking about him going into the 7th inning. Well, look at his game logs. 8 1/3, 8 innings. Only 5 1/3 back on June 6th. 7 innings, 6 1/3, 6, 5, 7, 7 2/3. So let's get him into the 7th inning. I think that's what we see tonight, and we get plus money on it. Why not? So it took a shot at that on the plus money there for Yoshinobu Yamamoto. And the other bet that we placed was, so we have 4 bets tonight. So we had Twins money line, Gallen under outs recorded, Yamamoto over outs recorded, and also, the Red Sox and Mariners over 7. Now, you can lay the juice on the over 7, which I saw it's like minus 125 or so. I actually, I did over 7.5 at plus money. So I don't have the push protection, but if 8 runs are scored, we'll get a little plus money payout as opposed to the laying the juice there on the 7. So those are the 4 bets that we have for tonight's game. 1, 2, 3, 4 for tonight's game. One bet that we are sweating out right now is Paul Skeens over his strikeout prop. We have Skeens over 6.5 strikeouts, and Paul Skeens has 2 strikeouts through 2 innings. We are in the top of the 3rd inning there in Colorado. Skeens with 1 strikeout in the first, 1 strikeout in the second. He has thrown 30 pitches through 2 innings, so he is pretty good right now. The score is tied 1-1. And we are sweating out our live bet on Ecuador on the money line, on the 3-way line, which right now we are in the 89th minute. The draw is minus 200. Ecuador is plus 175. Curacao plus 2,000 if you want to bet that. This has been one of the wildest games that you will see here at this World Cup. The chances that Ecuador has had repeatedly to score a goal is unlike anything I've ever seen. And looking at the box score, like the analytic stats here that's provided for these soccer games, this is such a one-sided game. And whether it's them mishitting the ball or the the Curacao goaltender coming up huge, 15 shots on goal for Ecuador. 15 shots on goal, 15 saves as we are in stoppage time, and Ecuador trying to pull out all the stops here to try and get a win, because if they don't, They are not in control of their path to advance beyond the group stage, and they're very likely not going to advance beyond the group stage because the Ivory Coast takes on Curacao in their final game, and just a draw by the Ivory Coast against Curacao in their final match, and the Ivory Coast will advance as the second team out of the group, and Ecuador will not advance out of this group, and that would be a big upset here. 15 shots on goal. The expected goal number is 3.08 for Ecuador. So, hey, I guess I was on the right track with my over 2.5 on the team total. The expected goal numbers for Ecuador, 3.08. They have had over 75% of the possession in this game. And as I mentioned, 15 shots on goal, 15 saves by the Curacao goaltender. That has got to be, I'm trying to see what the record is here for saves in a World Cup game. The last stat that I saw was when he had 12 saves, it was the third most ever in a FIFA World Cup game. I'm trying to see what the most is here in a World Cup game. But let's see if Ecuador can get a late goal here. Doesn't look like it as they kick another. They had another set piece that completely goes out of bounds. Just, I don't know if this has been sloppy play by Ecuador. I mean, they are dominating this game. They are just coming up real short on these goal scoring opportunities. And I don't know if it is, if it's them just mishitting it. Because, yeah, the saves are there, but also a lot of these chances are just off target, just wide. By the way, the record is 16 saves in a single World Cup game, and that record was Tim Howard against Belgium in 2014. We all remember that. That was, I mean, what a performance by Tim Howard in that game. And that was kind of a very similar situation to what we're watching here, where it was completely one-sided, but Tim Howard was the reason why the United States was staying alive in that game. And, that's when all the chants started. We have Timmy Howard. We have Tim Howard. I mean, that was just, what a performance. That was the record. And this Curacao goaltender, Eloy Room, is one save shy of tying Tim Howard's record of 16 saves for the most saves ever in a World Cup match. I don't know if we're even going to get another shot because we are in stoppage time here. And this looks like it's going to come to a close with a draw, which would be just an incredible result here for Curacao. And honestly, it keeps Curacao alive. If Curacao wins against the Ivory Coast in their final match, then they would sit here with 4 points in the group stage, and they would advance. Curacao would advance.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and catch the bus. Text and miss your stop. Wait. Text and be late to work.
Sorry, I'm late.
Text and work. Text and pretend to work. Text and act surprised when someone calls you out for not working.
Who, me?
Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey.
Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Is that a faucet running? That's not a faucet. That's a river rushing through the forest. Forest rivers provide over 100 million people with clean water.